Well, it is a Pandora's box in a way. Yeah, sure. Because basically, if you go, as my books show, if you go as deep as I went in writing those 2 books, and you could certainly go deeper, it basically shows that, the world is basically run by a meta cartel.
The files just detonated careers. Everyone thought the Epstein saga was a closed archive of old crimes and redacted rumors, until this latest release rips open the illusion of distance and drags familiar faces back into the blast radius. What surfaces now spreads in real time a revived claim that Ghislaine Maxwell once tried to recruit a teenage Paris Hilton for Jeffrey Epstein, paired with Hilton's sharp dismissal that she is a good clickbait name, and a fresh wave of document drops that refuse to settle anything. A photo dated September 18, 2000 shows Hilton with Maxwell and Donald Trump at the On and John fashion show in New York City. In 2008, Epstein secures a plea deal and serves 13 months under a work release arrangement. In 2025, lawmakers fight over releasing the files while officials insist a promised client list does not exist. Millions of pages are posted, then halted for review. If there is nothing left to hide, why does every release arrive?
The Justice Department has finally released some of the highly anticipated Epstein files. More than 300,000 pages of documents related to the late convicted offender were made public today. They include photos, flight logs, grand jury testimony, and a lot of heavy redacted.
Release arrives sliced and stalled. This is not a scandal resurfacing. It is a control system cracking, and the next names will not land quietly. That crack widens the moment you look at how this release actually unfolds. The Department of Justice says it begins posting more than 3 million pages, 2,000 videos, and 180,000 images tied to the investigation, then pauses disclosures to review what remains. Lawmakers passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act in November 2025, and the next month a batch goes live, only for officials to say they need more time. In February 2025, the Attorney General hints on television that a client list sits on her desk. By July 7th of that same year, the department states Epstein did not maintain such a list, and no additional files will be made public. That whiplash lands hard. People close to the Hill say members of Congress are blindsided by the reversal. Industry figures watch the headlines scroll and start calling their lawyers. The pattern is simple. Promise, release a sliver, halt, deny. The mechanics are procedural. The impact is reputational. And every time the faucet shuts off, the suspicion multiplies. Inside that vacuum, individual moments explode. The surviving Jeffrey Epstein docu-series released in 2020 resurfaces as if it aired yesterday. Composer Christopher Mason recounts a party scene in which Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly scans the room for younger faces and fixes on Paris Hilton, calling her perfect for Jeffrey. Hilton, now 44, addresses it in a recent interview with The Times, saying she does not remember meeting Maxwell and adding, "I'm such a good clickbait name." The line travels instantly. It reads like dismissal, like branding control. Yet the same reports note a photograph taken.
Breaking news right now. Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein has taken his own life while he was behind bars here in New York City. Epstein was facing trafficking charges.
Taken September 18th, 2000 at the Ann and John fashion show in New York City. Hilton stands beside Maxwell and Donald Trump. That image is real. It is dated. It is archived. The location, the event, the year. Those details do not fade. People in fashion circles remember the era as glittering and careless. Others see the same snapshot and call it access. The recruitment allegation hangs in the air next to a confirmed proximity moment, and the space between them grows louder. Here is where it stops making sense for those insisting the scandal belongs to the past. In 2008, Epstein pleads guilty to state charges tied to solicitation involving a minor and serves 13 months, much of it under a work release program that allows him to leave jail during the day. That arrangement is documented. It is not rumor. A year later, one of his...
We've seen dozens of new photos we haven't seen before of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell with very high-profile people, celebrities, people like Mick Jagger and Michael Jackson, like you showed, also like British royalty and actors. All of that we sort of knew was happening. I want to highlight specifically two for the public interest, and that is President Clinton and President...
Accusers files a lawsuit claiming she is trafficked to royalty, politicians, academicians, businessmen. The names are not listed there, but the categories are clear. Fast forward.
The news is breaking right now from the New York Times on Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. They think they've got him this time. They've really got him this time. Here are some highlights. Hold on a second. My team's sending me the name of the article. It's Don's Best Friend: How Epstein and Trump Bonded Over the Pursuit of Women. And left-wing X is going nuts over what's...
Fast forward to July 6, 2019, when federal prosecutors in New York arrest Epstein on trafficking charges tied to conduct between 2002 and 2005. On August 10, 2019, he is found unresponsive in his Manhattan cell in what authorities rule a self-inflicted act. The case against him is dismissed 3 weeks later. Those dates sit like fixed points. What shifts around them is the company he keeps, the emails that surface, the photographs that circulate, and the fact that many relationships continue well after the 2008 plea. The release that follows in